up? What up? Welcome back to another episode of No Excuse, Just Result Podcast. I'm your boy Lamar.
I'm Steve.
Hey, how you doing today, my brother?
I'm perturbed.
Hey,
uh,
if we was watching the same thing, I understand, my brother.
yeah, man. I watched it. I watched it. Uh, it's funny that me and you had a whole conversation on this man, and then Act give this man a platform, and he goes crazy. Um,
I'm gonna say it had to happen. I'm gonna say that it had to
okay.
happen because one, people wanted to know why he was doing the things he was doing. They want to know what the source was coming from. Like they want to know why, what was the cause of his actions. We want to get down to the bottom of it. In that interview, he kind of expressed why he was doing certain things. And I was
Uh,
like, okay. Now I'm not saying what he done is right. No, 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 no.
that
I'm not
man,
agreeing on that.
that
No,
man
I'm not
left
agreeing
more
on that.
questions than he
Yeah,
answered.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Left more questions.
I'm not. Of course, I'm not agreeing to what he said is right or how he carried himself in the interview is right. But I'm just saying, as far as it led up to questions when I see him act out when he say things about Jay Z or when he say this thing about Kid Cudi, Jim Jones, and it's like you missing context. Like I'm missing it. It's like, all right, why are you feeling this type of way? And then when he spoke about the Jim Jones situation, I was like, okay, all right. Now I understand from his perspective why he feel that way about Jim Jones. But like I said, it's always two sides to a story. At the end of the day, hopefully we will. Probably
I,
not. Jim Jones might not ever talk about it. He might not. He may or may not. But you start to get an understanding, and
I was just gonna say, bro, like the things that stood out to me, right, is
oh,
first of all, you answered the door wearing a swastika necklace. That's one. Two, you do the interview in a Klansman outfit.
all right,
And I
bro.
know you try to reclaim it by making it all black, but
You,
man,
you got to see how he transitioned into it. This nigga came in there like a wrestler. You know how Undertaker pop out of nowhere when he get knocked out.
that's
That's
what
how
you,
that. That's how that nigga came in. That's how he came into the room, bro. I was just
bro.
like Kanye, bro.
But then it's like I get that he wants people to have his back, right? Because
Yes.
I've seen a piece where he was talking about, all these people, he wanted them to have his back. But
Mm-hmm.
then I think the part where it gets crazy, bro, is
Yeah.
you got to understand why these people are distancing themselves. Like
Yes.
they're distancing themselves because of the actions you are
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
I know you at this moment are uncancelable because like I don't understand how that man ain't canceled after the antics he pulled. Like, and
Yeah.
I know
I
he
agree.
gets away with that stuff, but not everybody has the same luxury as you. And like, for example, he talked about John Legend. He's like, I put you on and you smell
Mhm.
like mashed potatoes. like, like, like just because you put that man on don't mean he owe you his life. And
Yeah.
he has a family. He got to think about his family. Like,
You know how he put it. This is how he put it.
okay, I'm listening.
He got deep in the interview. He was just like, he said, I remember one day. He said I was cutting up one day. He said he used to cut hair back in the day. He said I was. He said I had about 5 heads. I was just cutting their heads up. I was getting everybody right, doing my thing. And
Mm-hmm.
then he was just like, I was walking, going across the street, going to the store. I had about $100 in my pocket. He said I had about $100 in my pocket. I was feeling good. I'm doing my thing. And dude said, "Hey," it was like the owner. He was like, "Hey, come here." He asked him. He said, "How much money did you make?" He said, "I got $100." He said he took half of his money from him, and he put in a similarity as like these niggas are in my shop. They took pieces from me and then break me off with nothing. They use my platform, use my beats, use my geniuses, and they use my skill. They use all that and not credit me anything back. And that's what he was, basically speaking from, which was crazy. But
Right.
when he started talking, he started making certain points. I don't like I said, fully claim I don't agree with his antics. But when he started I was like, all right, niggas making sense a little bit, on certain things. But when he started talking about the Jay Z and Beyonce, reason why he went at Jay Z and Beyonce, he really feel like they never had his back from the beginning.
Mm.
And then from back in the day, when you watch the old documentaries, how his came when he came up, they didn't really nobody really didn't support Kanye. Nobody. They didn't really give him a chance. And he kept producing because he signed as a producer to Rockefeller.
Right.
He kept producing, making beats, doing his thing, but eventually he said, F that. I'm finna do my own thing. I'm finna step out. Um, how they didn't support him or whatever. But he was saying from the standpoint like Jay-Z, they never really gave him the time of the day besides Dame Dash. Dame Dash gave him the opportunity, and
Mm-hmm.
he was the only one that wanted to sign him. He felt that Jay-Z and Beyonce never gave him the fully support that he always wanted, like the family camaraderie, um, just being family,
Okay.
and he just like they never supported me. They never came to none of my weddings. When I was having issues with my kids, Jay-Z never reached out, never used his political views or his support for anything. He
Mm-hmm.
was just saying only time Jay-Z comes out is really when Jay-Z wants to do some type of political campaign or some political
Mm-hmm.
reference with anything hip hop or NFL, sports or whatever.
So, but that kind of goes back into what I said a little bit earlier, though. Do you think that he just wants blind support? Like, and the reason why I'm asking that is because, like I said earlier, sometimes you got to distance yourself from toxic people,
That
right?
is true, and I don't blame people for that because
At
you
this
have to.
point, he is a problem.
Yeah.
His actions, his
Hmm.
antics are all issues, and sometimes you have to distance yourself.
That is
And
true.
I'm seeing just the way he acts in public. I can only imagine how he acts
Okay.
behind the scenes, no, with no cameras. And it's quite possible that, for their peace, for their sanity, that they was like, man, I love dude, but I gotta step aside. Like
That's
sometimes you
true.
gotta do that. Like,
Yeah.
and I know it sucks, but I think ultimately what I'm missing from Kanye is self-reflection, right?
Yeah.
Every time I hear Kanye speak, it's always somebody else's fault,
Yeah.
and he doesn't look at the stuff he did. Now,
Yeah.
I don't listen to everything he says. I don't listen to everything he puts out, but just from what I'm seeing, I don't see him taking responsibility for his actions. Like,
And
for example, right? Go ahead.
oh no, no, keep going, keep going. My bad,
I was
because
gonna
you.
say, for example, the thing that stood out to me is when they were running strong, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Kanye, like they were at the top of the world.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think it's kind of hard to see yourself not being held in the same regard as them. And honestly, I think that what maybe the issue is. Like, he's not looked at as like a Jay-Z. He's not looked at as like a Beyonce. Like,
Mhm.
as of right now, people like, it's Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. And he spoke on that, and he was just like, he's coming from a place where he's hurt. He said they hurt me.
hurt people hurt people.
Yeah. And he said he's speaking on like there's no love, there's no loyalty,
Mm.
and
But
he
bro,
he called himself the
you
F
if
word.
you hurt me,
Yeah.
you hurt me,
Yeah.
I would never make a statement about your wife or your kid.
That's true.
As a man,
Yeah.
my issue is with you.
Yeah.
And, I know we touched on this in the previous episode, but he called their kids,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the R
Yeah.
word, which
Yeah.
is a terrible thing to say.
Yeah.
And then ultimately, he then doubled down and was like, shoot, I hate I took it down. Have y'all
Yeah.
not looked? And it's like, you can't sit there and expect us to be like, you know what, Kanye, you right. Because that's out of line. That's foul. As a man. Like, we're fathers, we're men. We're fathers, we're men, bro. Like, I can't. And then, seeing
Agree, bro.
see how he was talking about how he's the closest thing to God. I'm sitting there like,
Yeah, when he got to speaking on that, when he was referencing himself as God, and then he was just like, they're gonna feel my wrath, but mentally. And he was just like, because he kept calling himself a
Yeah.
F word throughout the whole, and then he was calling. Now he listed several names, which we're not gonna go back and mention those, but he mentioned those, and he was just like, he's evil. He said it he said
Oh
himself.
yeah, I seen that when he was talking about that dead, like Virgil, and they was like, "Why'd you
Yeah,
call him that? He's dead." Like but
yeah.
that's what I'm saying, bro. That's
And he
stuff.
was just, and he,
Speaking on a dead man is crazy. Speaking on a dead man is crazy.
yeah. And asked him. He said he's not here to defend himself. So why would you even say something like that? And he was like, I don't care. I'm evil. He said they put me in a position where they hurt me and they done me wrong. And I guess behind scenes, as far as deals, he spoke on like Virgil, Don C, Ty Dolla Sign, which he just came out with the Vultures album with.
But bro, it's your actions.
Yeah.
Your actions are
But you know
called.
what the crazy thing is? This is what he said though.
But
This was the funny
Mark,
part.
let's be honest. Let's be
No,
honest.
your actions. No, 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 no. You
No,
right.
no,
You're
no.
absolutely right.
Like, let's be honest. People started separating themselves
Yeah,
when you said slavery is a choice.
yeah. That's true.
People started separating themselves when you was seeing how the black people felt about Donald Trump. You sitting there praising this man wearing a hat. Like, people are separating themselves when you call yourself a god. People are
Now,
separating themselves.
I would say with the Donald Trump thing,
Yeah.
he ain't been the only one. Let's just say that.
I'm not saying it, but like, have you noticed how everybody that's kind of came out in support of him, people have separated themselves from? Like, we seen
Yes,
it this
of
year
course.
with Nelly. Like, people was like, forget Nelly. Like,
Yeah,
people's like, forget Waka Flocka. Like,
yeah.
people are separating
We even
themselves.
talked about Big Soldier.
Like, people are separating themselves
Yeah,
from the actions you did.
yeah,
Like, and you ultimately have to. He is big enough.
yeah,
He's supposedly a billionaire.
yeah.
He's big enough to where if he walked away today, his family is set. But some of
True.
these people have to think about their families. Like
Yeah,
John Legend is on The Voice.
yeah.
And I'm pretty sure if that man came out and said, I support Kanye 100%,
He's
he's gone
canceled.
from The Voice.
He's
Yeah.
canceled. And
And he doesn't
Kanye actually spoke. He actually spoke about that because he said a lot of these people are pushed by the invisible hand, and he was speaking on like Lucius, and he was speaking on like the invisible hand, which is the Illuminati. He was just like, he said he can recall when he was with um Ty Dolla Sign, right?
mm-hmm.
And he said Ty Dolla Sign got a text message out of nowhere saying if you do not denounce Kanye West, we're gonna drop your artist. Then also he said we're gonna drop your artist and also take you out of some other type of deal or something like that. And he
Bruh.
said the invisible hand is making a lot of people do stuff out of nowhere. Look, hear me
It's
out.
not the
He,
invisible hand.
he
It's
said,
people realizing that they can't be associated with Kanye West because he's unpredictable and talks crazy.
look, yeah. And then he was like, he said he was on the plane with Ty Dolla Sign. He said he was just like, he received that text message saying, if they was telling Ty Dolla Sign, if you don't do what we tell you to do, we're gonna drop your artist, destroy your deal, and whatever. He was speaking on some more stuff about whatever they was gonna do to Ty Dolla Sign with his deal and stuff. And he was just like, it put him in a weird situation because he was just like, damn, Kanye ain't never did nothing to me. We rocking out. We got this album going. We got this, you know what I'm saying? We performing. And these people come out of nowhere texting him and letting him know if he don't do these things, they have to do it. And he said the same thing with Cardi. He received a text message.
But
So at the
why?
beginning,
But
but
why?
hear me out. He was
Okay.
saying he received a text message before the interview, before it popped off. He was just like Cardi's and them people, and he was just like, these people are using us against each other. He said it's not this deep. He said we need to come together and see if we can bridge and mend relationships and build something. And he was just like, they are manipulating everything. I'm not doing nothing. They doing that, and I'm just like, he said, man, he said the invisible hand is out here controlling stuff, and people don't see it. He said people are blind to it. That's what he said. He said people are blind to it. That's what he was talking about.
So let me ask you a question.
All right.
You're a billion owner, like $1 billion business owner.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want one of your spokespeople being associated with Kanye? No. Why? Because it tarnishes your brand.
Yeah, my sales will go. Sales, stocks, everything is going.
Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, because of what Kanye does, they're saying steer clear
Mhm.
because of stuff like this.
Yeah,
Like, they're saying steer clear because this, you being that close and associating with Kanye, unfortunately, thinks people, I mean, it's gonna make people think you feel the same way he does, you view things as he does,
yeah.
and they're saying, hey,
You
you
rub.
know,
Yeah,
to keep this association with him, unfortunately, we're gonna have to let you go because this is not a good look for us. Like,
yeah.
and I'm gonna sit here and say Kanye, and this goes back to what we talked about in the previous video.
Mhm.
Kanye was cool with this industry. He
Mhm.
was cool with the people
Yeah,
until his sales started to decline.
yeah,
And I think what we're seeing is a mental breakdown because he's no longer number one.
yeah. He kept speaking about he's number one. He said nobody can't unthrone me. I'm on the throne by myself. They got it from me. I'm just
He
like,
can't deal with the fact that he's no longer number one.
yeah.
Like, if we look at last year,
Hmm.
what did Kanye do to make himself number one?
Antics.
But I'm saying, like, the Vultures album didn't do
I'm not
that.
sure. I don't. I'm not sure how many albums it sold in the first week. I know it probably went number one for that that first week because of the popularity, but I don't
So
know. I'm not sure how many records
you
it
tell me
sold.
all the time about numbers. And
Yeah,
when we had our Drake debate, who did you say is the number one selling artist?
Drake. Well, hold on? Were you talking about in that time when him and Kendrick when they
I'm
far as
talking about when you talked about numbers.
last year? I mean, last year Kendrick got that.
No, but I'm saying, like, when you talked about numbers, who do you say was the number one selling artist? You said
Oh,
Drake,
Drake.
right?
Yeah, Drake.
So he can't be number one in sales because you said Drake was number one.
Yeah,
Last year, you said Kendrick had it. Like, we're starting to see it hit. We're starting to see him retaliating because he's no longer viewed as the top. Because there was points when everybody was like, "Oh, Kanye dropping, Kanye dropping. When's Kanye dropping?" And I
yeah,
don't know
yeah.
if he still has that momentum, and I think it's mentally affecting him because
That's true.
he it's that ego and he
It's that
wants to
high.
be at the
He was
top.
getting that high at one point in time. And by the way, Vulture sold 148,000 the first week. And yeah, yeah. So I can see the attention is not there.
Uh,
The anticipation, people
100,
going there,
bro.
it's not. Yeah, the anticipation is not going there. I mean, people are just not in tune no more. I mean, you're still gonna have your core fans at the end of the day that's gonna support
100%.
you. But as far as the newer generation, they're going towards the Uzi, the Cardis, and um, the the Travs, all these type of
Yeah.
artists. You know what I'm saying? But I think at the end of the day, he's gonna have to basically sit down with himself. Um,
Go retire. Retire. Like,
And I mean, he can still put out music, but don't feel like you have to meet a
look at
criteria that you
Slide.
have to be number one at everything that you do, because you're
Look,
still going to sell regardless. If you just come out and just on some chill shit and put out a nice album, quality album, I guarantee you people will talk about it and respect you for what you do because you
look.
have solidified your spot in hip hop.
Yes. Let me tell you what you do, bro. Kanye, this is coming directly to you. Get you a residence in in Vegas. Put you on a memory tour like how No Limit and all them did. Do you like a Millennium tour, like what Nelly and Ashanti and them did? It's time, brother. Go ahead and hang up the headphones, hang up the mic, and enjoy your family. Like, raise your kids, bro. It's time. It's time. It's time. I mean, I can't rock with you. I can't.
Yeah. All I say is we just gotta tune in and see. But hey, I
That's all.
appreciate you. I appreciate you, my brother.
All right, man.
I appreciate you. Hey, once again, thank y'all for joining and tuning in. No Excuse Just Result podcast. I'm your boy Lamar.
I'm Steve.
And by the way, I just thought about something.
Oh shit.
This don't even look like LeBron do it.
Man, no.
That's Daryl. I just looked at. I was looking at it. He was looking at me. I was like, damn, that
Oh
don't
man.
LeBron.
Nah, that ain't Braun. I don't, but they never get them figures right, bro.
No, they don't. They don't. I'm gonna have to give me another one. I took it from Morgan a long time ago. So you know, I'm gonna go to her parents' house and take the light switch off. She got a Miami Heat light switch.
Get out of here, bro.
Man, I'm taking all that, bro. Miami Heat, everything, bro. All right, my brother.
All right,
All right, man. Have a good one, man.
you too, bro.
All right.